I've got a 2019 Chevy Volt, and I'm going to put a trailer hitch on it. Unfortunately, all the accessories I have are 2-inch. The Chevy Volt does not come with a 2-inch accessory or 2-inch receiver hitch. It only comes with an 1.25 inch. So I've got to make my own. I'm in the process of cutting off the 1.25 inch receiver hitch, and I'm going to put on the 2-inch receiver hitch. Now, originally this was at 10.5 inches height. I want it to be higher because I want a little more ground clearance. I don't want the trailer tongue to be so low, and I'm afraid when I go out of my driveway, when the car bounces up and down, I don't want this dragging on the ground. So I'm going to lift the female receiver hitch up by 2.5 to 3 inches. Now, the bottom side, the downside of lifting up the receiver hitch, it normally sits about right here, and so it's going to be sitting up right here. I'm going to come in and I'm actually going to cut all this out, and so I'll just have the receiver hitch sticking out right here once this is all cut out. I guess the plus side is that I don't need to cut that fascia down there. That's a small silver lining, but it's just going to be coming out right here approximately. So hopefully that all works out. We will see. All right, so here's the finished product. Got it welded on there. That will require me to cut the plastic, but that's fine. Or cut the bumper, I'm sorry. That's fine. I wanted to have a little bit more ground clearance so that I wasn't going to worry about scraping whenever I drove up and down the driveway or whatever. And that's why I did that. So let's go get it put on. All right, so after I had finished welding this thing up and painting it, I took a good look at it, noticed that I had welded it on off center, and I was so frustrated. So I've decided to cut it off because I just can't stand the fact that it's pushed over to the left a little bit, and I think it's also not perfectly perpendicular to the plate. So I'm in the process of cutting it off, and then I'm going to reposition it much better this time, tack it, pay close attention to what I'm doing, and then finish welding it. All right, so I have chamfered all of the edges again, and also over here I have ground all of that flush, so I'm back to nice good surfaces to weld on. Now I'm actually going to mark everything nice and perfectly with my calipers and do the job right this time and not screw up is the plan. All right, so take 2 on this. What I did is I put down a couple of pieces of solder just to space it off. I saw that from another YouTuber. And then I just did 1 tack on there real good. And after that, I just beat on it until everything looked right. It looks pretty centered left, right. Looks pretty good up and down. Looks good rotationally. And it looks pretty square this way. So I think we're good. So now I'm just going to weld it up again. Hopefully I like it. Okay, so 2 minutes or 1 minute worth of welding. It's on there, and I'd say it does not look half bad. I mean, almost half good. And so now I've got a 5,000 pound rated trailer hitch for my Chevy Volt. Time to go tow a boat. All right, so followed the instructions on etrailer.com, got it off. I had to use a hammer on this side to get it on because it was a little tight, whatever. But look at that. That almost looks like I knew what I was doing. I had that perfectly matched up at the bottom. So I don't need to trim this guy at all. I'm just going to have to trim that bumper piece right there, and I'm just going to do that. I could probably just do that right now because I know exactly where it needs to be. Between these 2 holes, I can just basically cut it, measure it, because it seems like everything is just matched up perfectly to the bottom. So I'll just cut that piece up and over, and that should work pretty well. And then I'll just have a 2-inch receiver popping out of that. That'll be nice. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm doing pretty good with my guesstimations. Look at that. That is pretty decent. And I'll still give me access for the hitch pin and put everything in. I'm pretty sure. Might be a little tight, but it'll work. If anything, I can just come up here and cut a little more of this off. I used a Dremel for half of it and the vibratory tool for the other half. They both worked about the same. The Dremel stunk more because it was burning plastic. That's why I switched to the vibratory tool. But yeah, pretty happy. Would have been nice if I got the edges a little bit more radiused or something, if I drilled those holes or something. Yeah, this is just put up there just for temporary right now. I still need to take off the strap. Oopsie. Got excited. All right, there you go. I think it looks really good. It's flush with the bottom. I didn't have to do anything on the bottom. But yeah, I am very happy with that. That all worked out really well.